You can't hide anything from the internet.
Why would you want to?
Well, people have a lot of different reasons for why they want to hide things from the internet. But the thing is when when you try to hide something from the internet mobs, they realize that whatever you're trying to hide is so delicious. It becomes the only thing that they want. It becomes their entire personality. And before you know it, an effect happens. An effect called the Streisand Effect. And that's what we're going to learn about today. Because Mrs. Pearlmania opened up how many tabs?
Too many tabs. Remember to smile.
Welcome to Too Many Tabs, a podcast where a husband and wife duo sit next to each other at a table.
Hi.
And when they sit at this table, one of them has done research on a topic. And they take that topic and they put it in the oven and they let it cook for a little bit. Then they pull that out of the oven and then they present it to their spouse for the whole world's enjoyment. And today, the person who did that cooking on that lore is Mrs. Pearlmania.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
I think I was baking because you said bread.
Yeah, you're baking it up. Gluten-free bread.
Oh, I'm sorry for everyone immediately.
I know, immediately. But today you researched a topic.
Yeah, about the Streisand Effect.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. Hiding something from the internet makes people want it more.
It does.
It's like you said, don't press that button. And then immediately they all want to press the button.
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah. So just like recently, I don't know if you know, the internet thought that maybe the president wasn't around anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And it went cuckoo bananas.
Yeah, because it seemed like the White House was trying to hide something.
They were trying to hide something.
Yeah, even though
they were being real suspicious.
Yeah, even though it was just Labor Day weekend. Which, oh, by the way, happy anniversary.
What?
We've been married 10 years.
Oh.
Did you forget our anniversary?
Well,
maybe I should have hid it from people.
I mean, you didn't get me a gift.
Well, you didn't get me a gift.
I did forget.
Yeah, see, exactly.
It's been 10 years.
It's been a decade.
Yeah.
A long decade. But anyway, when you try to hide things from the internet, it makes it seem more suspicious.
Yeah.
The act of hiding it makes it seem even worse.
Yeah. So then I need to go find what it is. And so while I was doing my research, it was interesting because it's not just Barbara Streisand. Well, she started this.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why with the mansion and all that stuff.
Sure.
But it goes to everybody.
Really?
It's like even the president of China had Streisand Effect when he tried to get rid of Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh?
Yes. Also, Beyonce had a really big one with the Streisand Effect.
Well, okay, that makes sense.
This has touched every corner of the internet.
It's Beyonce's internet, so that makes sense that she would have an issue with something on the internet. But you know what, Mrs. P, before we get into it, I do want to highlight something. Because it's not just stuff on the internet that's being hid. Right now in America, books are being hid all across this country. And I'm not just talking about book bans, I'm talking about the removing of funding from libraries and from school resource centers and others. So I want to tell everybody about nerdsforliteracy.com. A mutual of mine named Tony Weaver Jr. has set up a fund to try to make sure that kids, especially K through 12, and we're really looking at teens especially, are getting books that they want to read in their hands. And I'm not just talking about the books that they get assigned to by school. We're talking about books that they'll want to read. Comic books, manga, sci-fi, fantasy. I know y'all know a lot about ACOTAR, but there's a lot of other different books that kids want to read out there that are good and age appropriate and that will help them get into the fun journey that is reading and get their mind thinking about a different world than the one that they just see in front of them every day. And it's very important to us, Mrs. P and I, that children be able to get access to books because we don't want our kids just looking at AI slop all day. So please go to nerdsforliteracy.com, give a couple bucks if you can today. They even take Apple Pay. It was super simple, super easy for us to use. We'll also have a link for it down in the description. So Mrs. P, with that being said, now that we've gotten what the Republicans are trying to hide from the kids, tell us all about what Barbara Streisand tried to hide from the internet.
Okay, so she tried to hide her mansion.
Oh, a mansion.
I know you're shocked to hear that Barbara Streisand, the singer, actress, diva, icon, legend.
Yeah, I think we need to start there, actually, with who Barbara Streisand is, actually.
There's no way people don't know who Barbara Streisand is.
I hate to tell you.
Don't you dare look up who she is. She's a secret, an enigma. Don't know.
I have to tell you that from looking at our analytics, there are a lot of people who don't know who Barbara Streisand is. And there's a bunch of them are going to get in the comments, be like, what do you mean nobody knows who Barbara Streisand is? And then right below them is going to be a comment from somebody that's going to say, I had no idea who Barbara Streisand is. I spent the last last 2 days looking at her and having my FYP filled with Barbara Streisand
a great
content.
48 hours if you do that.
She is an actress and a singer. But yes, like you were saying, legend, diva, all those different things.
Icon.
She was really well known in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
She did a lot of Broadway musicals. She had a lot of huge hits, and a lot of her songs, because before we recorded the episode, I knew we were going to do the Streisand Effect. I went on Apple Music, right? And I was like, what's her big hit? And it was like, are you kidding me?
Apple was like, okay.
Yeah, the thing I probably have with Apple Music is that Apple Music will choose whatever their most recent song is, because that's typically the thing that's getting the most streams.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't really go too deep, but I did immediately get slammed in the face by Barbara Streisand's cover of Memories from Cats, the musical.
Yeah,
because
All Alone in the Moonlight.
It's a Jellicle Ball, all right? And I still want to say to the makers of the Cats movie, you cowards, release the butthole cut.
Show us the butthole.
Show us the butthole cut.
Except for the James Gordon cat.
We don't want to see
that one.
We don't want to see that.
Nope, keep it.
But anyway, Barbara Streisand, massive. She also is very outspoken politically, and she's really well known. And because of that, before we get into this, she has the same issues many, especially female singers, have had across the time and memorial.
Yeah.
Which is stalkers and psychopaths and people wanting to hurt them.
Yeah.
People believing they're in relationships, all these different things. So she hit that weird critical mass decades prior.
Yeah.
Back in the 60s and 70s, during a time where she was used to having press that would, isolate her and shield her.
Boats and like try to take pictures of her from the coast.
No, but there's that side of it, but there's also the side of like, hey, you're not the New York Post. Is it going to print her address?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like she got used to that. And then the internet shows up. Now take us to where this starts.
So here's what happens. It wasn't really the internet's fault. It was a scientific survey. They were doing coastal records. So they're trying to study the fact that the coast was starting to like kind of wear away because of water, like the rising tides, global warming, all that stuff,
Okay, got it. Okay, woke bullshit that we don't talk about anymore.
Yeah.
We're not talking about woke bullshit anymore, Mrs. P.
Coastal erosion.
Coastal erosion. All I'm hearing from here is more land. We're gonna sell the land to Aquaman. He's gonna pay a tariff on the land.
No more Trump impersonations.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You use your one for the day.
All right.
Let's see if you can stick to that. Probably not. This is in 2003, by the way.
Oh, it's in 2003?
So the internet's really like not bopping the way
it's new internet. It's pre-iPhone internet.
It's pre-iPhone internet.
I will say there's a difference between pre-iPhone internet and post-iPhone. Pre-iPhone internet was very suburban.
Yeah.
It was very suburban. It was very AOL.com. It was very Netscape. It was very much you downloaded you downloaded half of South Park today? You downloaded half of South Park?
It took you a whole day.
It took me a whole day. This is before YouTube.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. This is before MySpace, which some of you don't even know about. That was a good time. You would have been in my top 8.
I would have removed you from my top 8 accidentally.
I'm sure you would have. I think if you went in 2003, if you went to my MySpace and you opened it up, it would have just been like Evanescence.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Evanescence was there yet, but that was the feel. Yeah. My MySpace was very Hot Topic.
Yeah.
It was very Hot Topic, very Spencer's Gifts coded. I think that was my goal in life.
Yeah.
Assistant manager of a Spencer's Gifts.
This could happen for you.
It still could.
If you don't watch this podcast and buy these really cute T-shirts, he's gonna have to go back to applying for jobs.
They can't see the brand. The mic's in the way. See,
well,
look, you got the tiny brand. You got the tiny brand. There it is, the tiny brand right there on the Mrs. P edition of the Quack shirt.
Sorry, I'm getting used to being in front of a microphone in this way.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit different.
I'm not nervous at all.
For our audio forward listeners, they're like, I don't understand what's happening. Anyway, so it's 2003.
There are scientists and people in California that are trying to document coastal erosion. So they take pictures of the coast.
Okay,
right?
got it.
And they put these pictures on Picopia.com.
What is it called?
It's called Pictopia.
No, okay. I can't believe. Okay, fast. Real fast. Mr. Third, I want you to put this word right here in between us, okay? Write it out.
Pictopia.
Pictopia.
There it is. Nailed it.
Pictopia. Imagine a utopia of pics.
Of pictures.
I know. This is amazing. I love this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically they had all the pictures on there. And so
on Pictopia?
Yeah. And so Barb's doesn't want to anyone to see it because it shows her house clearly. Hold on, put the picture up. Boom.
Okay.
This is the picture from the coast.
Okay, and as you guys can see, it's a mansion. I think it's on a cliffside.
Yeah.
Next to a beautiful beach.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want anybody to see that.
She doesn't want people to see where she lives.
I understand.
Fair
And again, this is a security concern for her. She's like, I don't want people, because this is also, again, in 2003, this is pre-Google Earth. This is pre-Google Maps, all that different stuff. This is pre-Zillow and Realtor.com, where we've all gone and taken a look and been like, wait, my neighbor's house went up? That's how Gary lives?
I'm taking a tour.
That's how Gary's been living this whole time?
Oh, always.
It's always terrifying when your neighbor's house goes for sale and you realize you've been living next to a monster.
Yeah.
You're like, why are there so many sex dungeons in basements? If you ever go on Zillow.
People have to have hobbies.
They have hobbies, and that hobby is a train set next to a sex dungeon. Well, try to find that in Google Images, Mr. Third. Have fun.
Don't you dare make AI slop.
If you make a fucking AI slop, I swear to God.
Don't you
I swear to God. We don't do that.
So anyway, Barb's, not Barb's as in Nicki Minaj.
No, okay, Barbara Streisand. She sues them for $50 million for violation of privacy. 50 mil?
She goes 50 mil.
That's, oh my God. That is, can I tell you, the fact that she went double crazy on the Cardi B lawsuit?
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
that's my girl right there.
Shout out to Cardi B.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Walked out of the courthouse.
Threw a pen at somebody.
Immediately assaulted somebody after winning her lawsuit about assaulting somebody.
I love her so much. She was found not guilty of assault, babes. Okay? Yeah. That's my girl right
And then a man was like, yo, real quick question. How about your other baby daddy? And she's like, get out of here. And everyone's like, Cardi, no. And she's like, I just won. I'm untouchable.
She was like this.
Yeah, Cardi B. Okay.
Meme god.
But anyway, Cardi B, a security guard sued her for $24 million.
Yeah.
And claimed a little tiny scratch on the face. Barbara Streisand's lawyers sued for $50 million. Now, I have a feeling that the $50 million number was chosen to just scare them off.
To scare the shit out of them.
I think this is a lawyer move, just like a cease and desist letter, right?
Yeah.
BetterHelp. And just like, you get one of those and you go, and some people freak out. And they delete everything and they run away and they try to hide and then they hope that it all blows over, which typically it does. And in this case, $50 million.
Yeah. Oh no, scary.
Yeah.
But, so she basically was suing them to have the pictures taken down, claiming privacy stuff. Mm-hmm. And the lawsuit actually was immediately dismissed.
Yeah.
And the court ordered her to pay Kenneth Adelman, he's the photographer who took the pictures.
Yeah.
She had to pay his legal fees of $177,000. So she completely lost, and she has to pay him now.
Wait. It was immediately dismissed, but he still ran up $177,000.
What was immediately dismissed? You have to file.
Okay.
You have to wait for your day in court.
Yeah. And then they got in front of the court, and they're like, we're suing for $50 million because he put a picture on the internet. And the judge was like, I'm old.
Yeah.
What's an internet? They're like, the World Wide Web. He's like, spiders have covered the world.
That's how judges, and that guy still actually sits on the board.
He probably still is.
That guy still sits on
He's 98 years old.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's running some county right now.
Yeah.
So the best part about this is the picture of the house on the coast had only been downloaded and viewed 6 times total.
That's it. 6 times.
She was mad about 6 people looking at it. And in discovery phase, they realized that 2 of those were actually her attorneys.
So she tried to charge. And one of those is the upload.
Yeah.
One of those is the upload.
So one is an upload.
So one's an upload.
2's attorneys.
2's the attorney. So she has half of the views. So she owes herself $25 million. Exactly. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's what happened. Because it was in the news that she was trying to keep this picture out of the news, what did everybody do? They went to go find it. They went searching and looking. And after the news broke that she was suing to have this image taken down, the image was then viewed 420,000 times.
420
in a month.
In a month. And that in old internet, that is the most viral thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Just in old internet, like I can't tell you, like this has been the part that's been kind of annoying. Like being an old person on the internet.
Yeah.
Because I've had like TikTok videos get millions of views and stuff like that, and I will still never make the amount of money that the Chewbacca mom made for getting like 15K views in 2009. I remember back in the day, you guys need to understand, back in the day, if you had a YouTube video get like 10,000 views, you went on the local news. You got a tour, a book deal. They were like, how to make money on the internet. It was crazy.
Well, actually, the key to the success would have been to get on Ellen.
Yeah.
You had to get on Ellen.
Ellen, you gotta go on.
If you had a viral video, you had to get on Ellen.
Yeah, Ellen understood. Ellen understood how to drain the blood of virality. There's that tweet about how Ellen was an apex predator and removing her from the ecosystem has actually made the internet worse. Like, that's the thing. We could have stopped. I want to say we could have stopped the Trump administration if he had just gone on Ellen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe he did. Did he go on Ellen?
I don't know.
We should probably check on that.
No, I feel like maybe she would. I don't know.
Well, she sat with Bush.
That
was the beginning of the end.
There's a joke in there about her. There you go.
There is a joke, but no, there is.
She went. Say it.
No, look at me. I'm wearing my Eagles green right now.
Go Birds.
Okay, go Birds. There was a famous picture of Ellen DeGeneres at a Cowboys game.
Yeah.
With George W. Bush.
Yeah.
And this was like years. I think
she's
this
like
is
friends with him.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, Ellen, he was anti-gay marriage. He's a horrible person. She was like, oh, come on, we can just be friends with people. We don't have to bring politics into it.
He was
it's
nice
like, Ellen,
to me.
Ellen, he killed millions.
Yeah.
He killed like at least 1 million Iraqis.
But now he paints. Now he does art.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do?
You know who else was a painter?
Who?
I'm gonna hit this button.
Oh, okay. You're gonna stick to that? We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, Donald Trump appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show 4 times. I guess she wasn't as strong as we thought. Oh, but this was all before he ran for president.
Yeah, when he was doing
in
The
2004, 2 times in 2004, 2005, and 2007.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a YouTube compilation every time a president. No. Oh, no, that's a president. Okay,
no,
a
do
president.
not watch a YouTube compilation.
I'm not watching. I'm not during our show.
No.
Yeah. So, also, we're tired of YouTube compilations from the wee woo wee woos. Our kid's super into fire trucks right now.
Let me tell you about fire trucks.
Let me tell you. And a lot of people got in the comments of my video about that and were like, have you checked out trains? I'm like, buddy, have I checked out trains?
You think we're new to this? You think we don't know about train compilations?
We already called our shot. Mrs. P is like Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
She called her shot. 2 years from now, we are going to be at the Lancaster Train Museum.
Oh, for sure.
And we're not going to tell you the date, but it's going to be 2 years from now.
Yeah.
And we're going to be on that fucking train.
Hell yeah.
And he's going to be going, chugga, 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 chugga.
Yeah.
Because every time we try to keep trains from the kid or fire trucks, he grabs the remote and he holds it at us. He holds it at us angrily. And he's like, make it a wee-woo.
Yeah.
Wee-woo.
Because
he doesn't know it's a Roku remote. It's got 2 buttons. Doesn't understand them. I'm like, that's right.
When he figures it out, though, we're doomed.
We're fucked.
So the term the Streisand Effect was actually coined 2 years later in 2005 by a guy named Mike Masnick after an incident on his website, which is hold on, let me just pull it up here, is urinals.net. I swear to God, urinals.net.
Wait. Barbra Streisand Effect is named by the guy from urinals.net?
Yes. So urinals.net is a website dedicated to photographs of urinals.
Okay.
And basically,
is this a sex thing or is this just a fun thing?
It was like a fun, these are like really nice urinals at this place.
Okay.
Or this is a really terrible urinal at this place.
Got it.
Early internet
This is early internet
2005.
stuff. Early internet, guys, it was such a safer time. Early internet stuff, like you could have, I'm going to tell you right now, there was 2 things you could assume on the internet, early internet. If you weren't around back then, you missed out. You could assume that this probably wasn't a sex thing.
Yep.
And you could assume that the racism, it might be ironic.
Yeah.
You can't do that now. Now I assume everything is this is a racist fetish.
Yep.
Everything.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the Streisand Effect is coined by this guy, Mike Masnick, after what he called the Streisand incident because he wrote an article on his blog or whatever it's called, urinal.net, about a place called Marco Beach Oceans Resort.
Okay.
And he put a picture of the urinal there.
Okay.
With their review of the urinals. And the resort sued him, demanding he take it down. And so I want to read you the post that's still up.
Oh, okay.
It's not the original post.
Okay.
But this is what it says now. According to the cease and desist letter received from a law firm representing the proprietors of this resort, urinal.net is accused of violating federal laws that prohibited, quote, the use in commerce of any word, term, name, symbol, or device that might cause confusion or cause mistake to deceive the affiliation or connection or association, end quote. So between urinal.net and the resort in question, although the name of said resort cannot be published, the name does happen to be composed from, number 1, the first name of the island which it is located, Marco. 2, a word that describes a sandy shoreline used for recreation, island. The term that describes an immense body of salt water, which there are 4 in the world. The term does fill in the blank. Facing a lawsuit, website editors changed the content as of last blank, and they left it blank. And then they did an art version of the urinal. So it's not the actual picture of the urinal.
Oh, is this a painting?
They had a painting commissioned of the urinal itself so that you artistically view it.
Can I tell you? Tell you right now, looking at this, when I first saw it, and again, I forgot this is 2005.
Yeah.
I immediately was like, oh, they just put a filter on it.
Yeah.
My brain, like, y'all, I cannot tell you what AI has taken from our world.
Yeah.
AI, artificial intelligence, generative art has destroyed from our. Look at this image. This is a hand-painted image of a urinal. An artist was commissioned, okay? I don't know if they made money, but somebody went.
He submitted it independently. He heard about it.
No,
and said,
exactly.
"I'm gonna do it."
This was a passion project. A man, George W. Bush himself. No, an artist, though, pulled out an easel, went to Michael's, bought, or maybe he went to AC Moore.
Okay.
R.I.P. AC Moore. I miss you so much.
Yeah.
It was such a great place. When it went out of business, though, I cleared them out.
Yeah,
I was
for
like
sure.
40% off.
Buying everything.
I bought anything that wasn't nailed down. Anyway, an artist got an easel. They got paints.
Yeah.
They got brushes. Brushes are not cheap.
Nope.
And they smacked it. They dabbed. Dab. They dabbed the whole thing. And look at this. Now what would they do? Now they would be like, oh, let me just go into Canva real quick. Boop, boop, filter. No.
Wow.
Boo. Boo! Bring back art. Manual labor. Hands. The brains of a genius.
So the artist so underneath there's copy of this image.
Yes.
And it says the thing about it is they had to remove the name of the hotel. But if you read the copy, they have highlighted the name of the hotel. This is so petty. I live for it.
Okay, I love it.
So it says, this is an artist's rendition of the image submitted by an independent contributor who may have visited the island in search of Marco Polo. Now, Marco is highlighted. This rendition may or may not depict the elegant quality and creative designs that represent the great value and importance of the proprietors of this vacation facility. In the opinion of the anonymous contributor, presumably after returning from the beach, this vacation facility is quite upscale. Rather surprisingly, when one opens the door to the men's room in the main lobby area, the urinal can plainly be seen by all passers-by.
Wait, that's the problem. They're like, hey, just so you know, anyone in the lobby can see somebody pissing in this urinal.
Yeah.
Anybody can see this
urinal.
urinal.
Don't you take a picture of that.
Don't you dare mention the fact that we designed our lobby poorly.
Civil statute section 495151 of the state of Florida, a state with 1,197 miles of ocean coastline protects the proprietors of this vacation family from, quote, injury to business reputation and dilution. Accordingly, the editors of urinal.net strongly urge all patrons to remain encouraged about and maintain a positive light on the resort.
So they highlighted Marco Beach Ocean Resort. And underlined. It's highlighted and underlined.
Absolutely.
Can I tell you the other thing too? It didn't until you read this, because you came in with with urinal.net.
Yeah.
And I was like, they got the .net.
Yeah, they got
just like us at Pearlmania500.net. If you want to join our Patreon today, get a $5 tier, will get you access to things like the after party, where we read your comments from episodes like this and we react to them.
That's true.
Also on there, we have Vibing with the Food Idiot.
This month, I taught you how to make an ice cream cake.
An ice cream cake. It's for just in case when it happens, you'll have an ice cream cake.
We need to celebrate.
And also on our audio side of things, just remind everybody, we have a book club, and it's called Mrs. P's Story Report. Yeah. And it's an audio-only experience, which you can get both on the Patreon, but also you can get that for free on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And we have an episode of that coming out soon, and you have a new story report there. But I just wanted to draw everybody's attention to that .net, Pearlmania500.net from the urinal.
I just like that urinal.net is Easter egging like Taylor Swift.
I love that.
They're just like, nope.
I love it.
Little surprise Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a little break before we get back into this?
Yeah, you know what? Let's take a break. And when we come back, you're going to give me a bunch of examples about people who have tried to hide things from the internet and how it just made it so much fucking worse. If your annual physical is 3 years overdue, it's time to check out ZocDoc. It's the easiest way to find and book the right doctor at the right price. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. Filter for doctors who take your insurance, treat particular conditions, and are located nearby for the easiest experience you'll ever have. You can even filter by rating to make sure you're booking with the best.
Yeah, like with your eye, you just had to go to the doctor.
Yes, yep, I'm still going to the doctor about it, and I've been using ZocDoc a lot.
Yeah.
Because while I've been having problems with my eyes, I have not been having problems trying to find a doctor to help me get through.
A dermatologist.
Yeah, and then a secondary specialist after. It's been a whole thing. But you know what hasn't been a thing? Booking through ZocDoc. Because you get to be seen just within about 24 to 72 hours, and you can get that quick turnaround. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/tabs and find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/TABS. ZocDoc.com/tabs. And we're back. Mrs. P, are you a little chilly from the air conditioning in here?
I'm always a little chilly.
Okay, because I got you this hoodie.
Oh my gosh.
I got you this hoodie with the honks not quacks on
That's
it.
a very cute
It's a
hoodie.
very nice hoodie that you can put, maybe I'll just drape it. I'll just drape it over. I'll drape it over your shoulders.
This is very, you know what they say? You got to put on 3 things.
3 things?
So I got on this little denim drawn,
Yeah.
my t-shirt, and then I'll just wrap this around like I play pickleball.
Yeah, there you go.
One day I am going to play pickleball.
Like at the pickleball
And I'm
court.
going to take down those ladies.
So let's talk more about the Streisand Effect. So urinal.com is the one who, they write an article about this.
They call it, the guy who's like doing urinal.net, he is like, he's just like, this is the Streisand Effect. He is the one that coined the term.
Got
you know what
it.
I mean?
Because he had heard about this from on the internet and all those different things.
Because what happened is when this all happened, it promoted his website because this resort was like, take down the images.
And then people were like, wait, the website's called urinal.net? He's going to be so confused when he's like, why do I have a spike in traffic again? He's going to be sitting here. Yeah. He's going to be like, wait a second. No one goes to urinal.net.
Let him know.
It looks like a GeoCities website. Like they haven't updated it. They haven't updated it at all. It looks exactly the same as it did back in the day.
LIVIN, living.
I miss old internet.
I know.
I miss internet before all the psyops.
So here's the thing. What we're learning about from Babs is that if you attempt to suppress information by seeking some type of legal injunction to prohibit it being published or try to remove it, especially if it's already been published, it's going to lead to increased publicity on the internet. That's literally what it is. The Streisand Effect is a psychological reaction that many humans experience, wherein once people are aware of some information is being kept from them, they are significantly more motivated to acquire it and then share it with others.
Gotcha.
It's a natural thing that humans do.
Yeah.
And when I was like, reading up on like how this psychological need to do this, I was like, oh, it's like when I was little and I found out that my parents had gotten all my Christmas gifts early and then they hid them in the house. And it was like, I didn't care what the gifts were.
You just needed to know.
I needed to find them. And so anytime they weren't in the house, I was in every closet. I was under every floorboard. Where did you hide them?
See that?
And then I found them, and then I had to pretend I didn't know.
Yeah, and that meant, I bet that hurt. That felt bad because you weren't good at lying yet.
No, yet.
But now, listen, I've seen you with the baby. You're a grade A liar. I've seen the baby reach for coffee and you go, no, yucky. I'm like, you love it. It's the most delicious thing you've ever had. Anything. The baby, no, yucky. No, it's not. It's not. That's a goldfish cracker. That's a goldfish. He knows and I know that's delicious.
But it was a goldfish cracker that fell on the floor and the dog licked it.
That means it's even better.
It's yucky.
No, it has double flavs.
That's double
flavs.
You cannot have it.
But also, can I tell you the difference? This is the difference in being in nurture. Nurture versus nature, right?
Yes.
My family, we used to do a different thing for Christmas.
Okay.
And for the gifts. My mom would be at like KB Toys, rest its soul before Bain Capital and private equity destroyed it.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be at KB Toys. I'd be looking at a thing. My mom would be like, "You like that thing?" I'd be like, "Yeah." She'd be like, "Go over there. You didn't see shit." And that's what she'd do. She'd go over there. You didn't see shit. And I would leave, and then I'd come back, and my mom would be carrying a giant KB Toys bag. I'm like, "What's that?" And she was like, "Nothing. I'm gonna send it to Santa Claus so he knows what you want." I'm like, "You mean that's my Christmas present?" She's like, "Yeah, you're 9.
You're 9. Yeah.
You're 9. Mystery and magic is dead."
Wow.
Because my parents were very open, for me at least.
Yeah.
Which, if you want a kid that's gonna turn out like this, let them see everything.
Yeah.
Just get for open internet.
And now
every channel on cable.
30 some years later, Christmas is such a thing.
Such a
you
thing.
Guys, because it's like, I want exactly this thing. Link.
Yeah. No. Why? Listen, all of us. This isn't a thing where we need to surprise each other.
Yeah.
You're good at gifts. You're very good at gifts because you like to study a person.
Good. I do. I watch people intently and I listen to what they say.
You do. And then on top of that, you also, I know what you do.
What?
You put people in little buckets.
What do you mean?
You're like, "Oh, this is a candle person.
This
person likes a good stinky candle.
Yeah.
That's a cozy person. Mm-hmm. They're going to like a nice blanket."
They're going to love a
which
blanket.
is why you have a present closet that's full of nice candles that you found on sale. I've watched you do this. I've watched you do this. Go, "This is usually a $30 candle. It's on sale for $7. I'm going to buy 4 of them."
Yes, absolutely.
And you're like, "And I'm going to make sure that I give them to different circle of friends. So everyone will be like, oh my God, Mrs. Pearlmania is so thankful and she's so thoughtful. Oh, look at this nice candle she got me." She didn't even buy. She wasn't even thinking about you. She looked at you and then she said, "What can I pair? Mm-hmm. What can I match?" Mm-hmm. Because then that's the thing.
You know what the real kooky bananas part of it is?
Yeah.
There's Post-its in that closet, so I can put on the stack of, let's say, candles, like you said.
Yeah.
The stack of like candles. I'll put a Post-it that says like, "I gave this to Magistra and I gave this to so and so I don't accidentally do it again." You know what I mean? Like if I went to your housewarming and I brought you a beautiful candle, I don't want to then give you the same candle at Christmas. So I have to write little notes to myself about who I'm giving them to.
This is the Machiavellian nature of being a good and thoughtful person.
Yeah, it takes
and you know,
time and effort.
I'm going to tell you, it would be so much easier if you were just a bag of shit. It would be so much easier.
Oh, let me tell you about these BetterHelp ads.
Which we're not doing.
We're not.
Anyway, so tell me more about the Streisand effect.
So the Streisand effect has been observed in relation to the right to be forgotten in certain jurisdictions, right? So like people have tried to sue so many different ways to be like, "You have to remove me from the internet. You have to remove me from like this address, like that's on public now, like
public websites,
something like that." And it just never works. And most lawsuits end up going the other direction for people that sue. Whereas then it becomes like standard law. That's like, no, we have rights to access this information. The public has rights to know.
And also it kind of moves you then from a private individual to a public individual because you're doing a public lawsuit.
Yeah.
And depending
public
on
guy verse local city.
Well, and it's also the like sunshine laws, like the Florida, like the reason why you guys hear Florida man. Florida man, Florida man humps alligator. That's because of a thing called sunshine laws in Florida, which is if someone is arrested or is going to court or any of those different things, I think it's like within 24 hours, it has to be published publicly.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But that's the reason why the USA Today and other different newspapers and websites have for years had a Florida man file because they were like, "Hey, we can fill up this much space of newspaper, 6 inches of newspaper. We'll just put in like 3 crazy stories from Florida."
Well, like, don't worry about it because they're not vaccinating anymore. So
yeah, they just got rid of their vaccine mandates. So, hey guys, this is a Disneyland family.
Yeah,
if we go,
it's always been a Disneyland.
Yeah,
family.
we're going to Cali if we can. I'm not going down to Florida, but also, but don't worry, as we've all seen on the highway, Florida will come to you, coughing and sneezing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about?
No, have you ever, even outside of Philly, like I'll be stuck in traffic and I'm always stuck behind a fucking minivan from Florida. And I'm like, why?
They're always around.
But then part of it's because they're rental vans.
Yeah.
And they have them tagged in Florida.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So this phenomenon is actually well known. And when I was doing research about it, it's actually well known in Chinese culture.
Oh, really?
Expressed in the Chengyu. Do you know what Chengyu is?
No.
So Chengyu is a collected... it's collected wisdom, right? So it's this idea of moral concepts that previous generations of Chinese speakers pass down to each other. And Chengyu still plays an important role in conversation and education. And so whenever you see it, it's usually 4 Chinese characters, and it's describing something that just is part of human nature or experiences that so it's just a way to like quickly communicate.
So it's like common knowledge, or like,
yes.
I remember there was this book that was like old wives' tales or like that type of thing.
It's very that.
It's very that.
It's very that. And
but
so,
very short. They're like
very short.
Almost like
so whenever you see them, they're stacked on top of each other, 4 Chinese symbols, and it means like these little moral concepts.
Got it.
These little ideas of being human.
Okay.
And again, it's really important in Chinese culture and their education. And one of them is wishing to cover more conspicuous.
Oh.
So it says wishing to cover more conspicuous. So like even in this cultural zeitgeist of an idea, people have always known that the more you try to cover something, the more brightly a light will be shined on it.
Yeah.
Which is wild because in Chinese culture, they have this fully fleshed out concept of this idea. Yet the president of China, Xi Jinping, tried to ban images of my boy Winnie the Pooh, specifically because some people on the internet in China started making memes comparing him to Winnie the Pooh. Specifically the Disney version.
Yeah, specifically the Disney version. Who, by the way, doesn't wear pants.
He doesn't wear pants.
And everybody notices it, and everyone goes, it's weird that you would wear a shirt then.
Yeah.
It's weird that you would just wear a shirt.
Yeah, well, and when you see someone who's Winnie the Poohing around the house, you're always like, could you please just put pants on or take your shirt off?
It's me.
Stop Winnie Poohing the house.
Well, it's just sometimes you just gotta go.
No.
Sometimes you pop up. You go, I heard a noise.
No.
I heard a noise.
No. Stop
it.
This is a family podcast.
Is it?
No. So
you forgot we were married a decade ago. We're such a good family. We can't even remember when we got married.
Well, when you're busy being happy, you don't have to think about timelines or gifts.
Okay, that's true.
I like that you're such a good gift giver. I'm like, I didn't even know.
I know. That really does tie it together pretty well.
Yeah.
This is us, by the way, almost every holiday coming up. Are we doing anything for Christmas? I don't know, man.
No.
Can we just not? I got an idea. Well, can we just stay home?
Yeah.
No, that's not an option. That's usually what you tell me. You're like, that's not an option. I'm like, well, that'd be the gift I want.
That'd be the gift.
That's why those COVID lockdown years. Greatest gift of my life.
God, we didn't have to go anywhere.
Anywhere.
So
it was 2 years, 2020 and 2021. We sat at home for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. Didn't go to a New Year's. The whole time I was like,
can't go.
Oh, wow. And the best part was, we'd love to be there.
Yeah, we can't.
It's so sad we can't come to that party.
An hour away.
Oh, man, I really want to fill up on turkey meat and be sleepy on the highway. That's my dream. That makes me thankful for America.
Yeah, on our highways.
On our highways and byways.
No transit by train.
No public transportation. No. Joe Pittman, you bag of shit. All right, that's a different thing.
Speed
that's
rail.
A different thing.
You know, the Japanese, they got that 300-mile train, 300-mile-per-hour train.
They got everything, and they got a toxic work culture.
So who doesn't?
Oh, they got a double one. Actually, like when the Americans look at the Japanese, like, bro, work isn't everything. When an American says that to you, that's fucked.
My favorite kind of experience of Japanese toxic work culture is that one game we used to play at round one where you had to flip the table. But it was at the office building.
You're talking about my favorite game? There's a game, I don't even know the name of it because everything was in Japanese.
Flip table.
It's a table flipping game. They had it at round one. To the point where I was like, if I ever make $1 million, I'm buying this game.
Yeah.
If I ever make $1 million, I'm buying this game. But the controller just is a table.
Yeah.
And you sit there and people go by, and then eventually you just flip the table. Yes, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to pronounce this.
We're not going to be able to pronounce
I don't even know how to pronounce that. That's Cho Chabudai Gaishi.
Yeah, sure.
Cho Chabudai Gaishi. It's an incredible, it roughly translates to super dinner table flipping. It's the greatest arcade game.
So fun.
This is incredible. I've never looked it up before. Super dinner table flipping is the greatest game. And there's 4 different settings.
So the one you're at a wedding.
One you're at a wedding.
And your mother-in-law and father-in-law being rude to you.
Yes.
So
and the groom is missing.
The groom can't find the groom.
Can't find the groom.
You're the bride.
You're the bride.
You're pissed.
Everybody's being rude.
So you're gonna flip the table, which has like a huge roast pig on it, right?
Yes. It has. I think it's the cake.
Oh, it has the cake on it.
Yeah.
And so you have to flip the table and see how far you can get the cake.
Yes.
Onto your guests, specifically, I believe the mother-in-law and father-in-law.
Yes. That's the one you remember. There's also one that is a family, and you're home, and I think you're supposed to be like the middle-aged dad, and you have your kids on either side.
Yeah.
And then so you have like your young son who's like playing a video game,
yapping.
and they won't stop yapping, and your wife keeps coming in and putting stuff on the table, and it's just like, and you see like roaches crawling around, stuff like that. Then there's another one which is it's a nightclub, and you're an older lady.
Oh my
and
God,
you're
I forgot about that one.
Trust me, I've dumped so much money in this fucking game. I studied, and I would take people to the game. I would take people to the game because we did a work party at my old job, and I found this, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep playing this game because they had like the 1 hour pass. I just kept playing this fucking game until it broke. And so the nightclub, you're an older lady, and there is a group of young men that are dancing for you. It's like a boy band group.
Yeah.
And so they're dancing for you.
And the insinuation is that she's paying them to hang out with her, right?
Yeah. But it's a stack of glasses in front of you, right? And then as you're dancing, so they're dancing, and eventually you can tell that they're like ripping you off.
Yeah.
And then the last one, which is one you and I remember the most, which brings up the toxic work culture, is you are an office worker, and you are at your job, and you are sitting at this desk as like the annoying guy one cubicle over keeps rolling over and be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And all these different things. And like the work keeps stacking up, all this stuff. And when you flip the desk, the moment, it makes everything explode.
Yeah.
Everything,
and if you hit it hard enough, you can actually get your desk out the window of the building, and you're on like the 15th floor.
Yeah.
And you can watch it, and he has like a little Godzilla on his desk.
Yeah,
right?
there's a little bobblehead, all this different
Yeah.
stuff. But the part with the bride, that's if you do it hard enough, it hits these doors in the back that reveals that the groom is cheating on you.
Yes.
And the game is so fucking crazy.
I love
but
it
anyway, we're talking about Japan.
We're going to China.
You were going back to China, which we know are separate countries with separate cultures.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ. All right.
I don't know how we got here. So anyway.
That is the subtext of this whole show. I don't know how we got here.
The mission statement of the show is called, I don't know how we got here.
I don't know how we got here.
So Xi Jinping,
yes,
the president of China,
the
supreme leader.
Okay, that is where, he's the president of China, and I think he's also like the chairperson of the Chinese Communist Party.
Yes.
I think that's how it goes.
So he finds out that on the internet, there's some people making some memes saying he looks like Winnie the Pooh, the Disney version.
And he doesn't like that.
He doesn't like it.
Okay.
And so in order to make it stop, he uses the government that he's in charge of to ban any pictures of Winnie the Pooh on the internet. And so what happens is on the internet, people are like, why can't we do Winnie the Pooh? Why can't Winnie the Pooh be in pictures? And so then that pushes it. And it actually grows so big that by banning it in China, jokes that only a few people on the internet were making, these kids making memes, now millions, if not billions of people across the globe know about this. To the point where there is now merch. I have a picture. This way.
Okay.
It's crazy. So I just think it's really funny that like they have a cultural dialect for it, But he still did it. He still did it.
Yeah, he was probably taught this in school.
Yeah.
He probably heard it from his mom.
Yeah.
Like, why are you hiding this from us?
Don't try to hide
Can I tell you
something.
how I knew about this one?
How?
It's in a South Park episode.
It is?
Yeah, it's in like a South Park. I think it was like the COVID South Park episode.
Oh my God.
There's a whole part where like I think Randy Marsh goes to China and like when he is being attacked by Xi Jinping, like it is Winnie the Pooh.
Oh my
because
God.
again, South Park is very much because the same way South Park went after Trump when they fired Colbert.
Yeah.
Like this whole season is them. The guys at South Park get very mad if you tell them what they can and can't say.
Yeah.
So anytime they hear anything about censorship, they're immediately like, fuck you. This is the only thing I'm talking about now. I'm making this my entire personality. It's going to be the subtext of an entire fucking season.
Yeah, they're big into the Streisand Effect.
They love, and South Park had an episode about Streisand before the Streisand incident.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a very early episode. It's about like Mecha Streisand.
That's so funny. I didn't really watch South Park.
I know you didn't because, look at me. I was pretty and I had friends and I went out and partied.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Also, just staying within the conversation of China, there's another very famous situation in which the Streisand Effect came into play, which is Tiananmen Square.
Oh, yeah, Tiananmen Square.
Here's a picture of that. Here's a picture of that. They tried to wipe it from the internet.
Yeah, the most, they not only did they try to wipe it from the internet, they also really just tried, in China, they tried to really suppress it.
Yes.
Because here's the thing about authoritarian governments in general, is when their big action on everything is no, nobody talk about it. I don't want to hear about it. Nobody talk about it. Oh, it never happened. It never happened. It never happened. And so Tiananmen Square was famously one of those moments where in China, it is regularly suppressed.
Yes.
About, because people died.
Yes.
A lot of people died in Tiananmen Square. It was a student protest movement that the Chinese government thought was turning into an uprising.
Yes.
And so they violently suppressed it. Mm-hmm. But the thing is moments like this, especially in the West, especially in the United States, we would point to and say, look at this horrible thing, and look at the fact they can't even talk about their protest movement.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's a bunch of images of Americans standing in front of vehicles in Washington, D.C. right now. Anyway, you shouldn't post those places because it gets people mad.
Oopsie daisy.
But that's been the big thing right now is what we've been seeing by this current administration is there certain things that they don't want us to talk about.
What?
I know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But also with Tiananmen Square, one of the things that was a big running thing on TikTok for a very long time. Because TikTok is owned by a Chinese company still, even though they're supposed to sell it and all this other different stuff, was people thought that you couldn't talk about Tiananmen Square on TikTok. And there is something to that to a small degree. Now, part of it is the people who then find out that they can't talk about Tiananmen Square do that on TikTok, but they do it in a way that's kind of annoying and people don't actually want to watch.
Yeah.
And so it's like this twofer thing. And then you get into algo speak, which is saying unalived, you know what I mean? And like doing that type of stuff, or sewer slide. Saying things like, it's suicide.
Oh.
They say sewer slide because they believe, which is true. There are certain things that the AI moderators will notice. So you turn up and down. So for me, on my TikToks, I noticed for a very long time early on, I was getting my videos get taken down if they were going viral if I cursed too much.
Yeah.
So I started changing the curse words in the captions, in the subtitles. I would change the curse words to other words. So it became a secondary joke. But in reality, what I was doing is I was ducking the AI moderator.
Yeah.
So instead of it saying an F-bomb, I had it say fantastic.
That's not going to work anymore, though.
It doesn't work anymore. They now are running. It's been going on for so long that I know for a fact that they run one AI moderator across the subtitles and another AI moderator across the audio.
They invented something just for you.
Just because I have been so goddamn annoying. Because once people noticed that I did it, other people started doing it. And I'm sure I'm not the first person to do it. I'm not going to be the last person to do it. But they were like, hey, people are doing some moderation evasion here.
I like that they had to change the AI model for you, just like that lady on TikTok that fell in love with her AI psychiatrist stuff. And then the AI groups had to go in the background. And then her AI models that she named that were like giving her all this advice started being like, we think that you should get off of the internet and maybe go to therapy. Because in the back end, they were like, we gotta figure this out. Somebody send her a direct message.
She's on, boss, she's on live right now telling her that ChatGPT said she's the smartest oracle in history.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, what code should we type in? I don't know. I asked ChatGPT to write the code to tell it to stop having people fall in love with it, and it told me I'm a pretty guy who has smart ideas.
Listen,
yes.
let's take a break.
Okay.
And then when we get back, I want to talk about Tipper Gore.
Tipper Gore? Al Gore's wife?
Yes.
The creator of the Al Gore rhythm? And if you guys don't want to hear ads, remember, always join us at pearlmania500.net for ad-free content. Mrs. P.
Yes.
You are going to tell me now about Tipper Gore, a name that is important to me.
Yeah.
Because I paid attention back in the day.
Yeah.
But for most people, they don't know who this lady is.
She was a dumb bitch. That's what I'm going to say about Tipper Gore.
I was going to say former second lady of the United States.
Don't care.
Al Gore's wife, former vice president.
Tipper Gore decided that the kids were in danger. The kids, the youth. That was us. And we were being too cool, listening to too much rock and roll and rap music. So she created the PMRC, the Parents Music Resource Center.
Yep.
And basically, her and all of her rich lady gal pals started lobbying the government to put parental advisory stickers on CDs and albums to warn people about explicit lyrics.
Yeah. These are the really cool, these are really cool parental advisory stickers.
They're super cool.
They're actually
they're pretty cool looking.
Yeah, this is the funniest thing in the world because those stickers actually became like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Because if you had a CD that didn't have this sticker on
Boring.
it, you were like, oh, what are you listening to? Barry Manilow? Who gives a shit? And literally, every great album of this, especially of the 90s, was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to spend all this money on this CD. Oh, they curse a lot.
I'm in.
Because you can't hear the curse words on the radio.
Nope.
Which means we're getting the real cut.
Buy the CD.
And then they had the back and forth because I remember Walmart wouldn't carry albums that had the parental advisory sticker on it, which then led to a drop in Walmart album sales. And then Walmart's like, well, maybe we'll dial back on that a little bit.
Maybe we'll bring them in.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Also, Tipper, she talked about all the different types of music that were explicit.
Yeah.
But she had a real hate boner for Prince.
Which is crazy.
And she was like, he's just too sexy and talented. Hold on, wait, here's a picture of Prince.
Yeah. Oh, here's a picture. Wait. Here's a picture of Prince's butt.
Yeah.
Ashless chaps, baby. People forget, but the thing is he would show up on MTV and stuff like that, and Tipper Gore was sitting there, married to Al Gore, so you know the sex is terrible. And she's like, "Why is everybody getting horny at this man?
Yeah.
He's so tiny. What is he singing about?
Also, he's really good at basketball.
A raspberry beret? What the fuck does that mean?" Anyway,
a little red Corvette. Wink, wink,
what?
nudge, nudge.
A pocket full of Trojans, some of them used.
Whoa.
Anyway, these are
Why
all
would
just...
you put them in your pocket if they were used?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's a sign of the times. It's a sign of the times, okay? These are all references to amazing Prince songs, and if you haven't listened to Prince, you should.
Okay, you just got done 48 Hours of Barbra Streisand.
Yeah.
Might I introduce you to the Prince catalog?
Yes, please.
Get
Listen
in
to
there.
Prince. This is the man that Michael Jackson would wake up in the middle of the night terrified of. Michael Jackson used to wake up at 3 a.m. and be like, I have an idea for a song and record it because I've heard this. I don't know how much of this is true, but I believe it's true. Because there's certain ideas, some people believe there's certain ideas you can have that just go out into the ether and then anyone can grab them.
Yeah.
And so you have the opportunity, you need to grab it right now or someone else will steal it.
Okay.
And that was Michael Jackson and Prince because they were so close into the type of amazing music that they would make.
Yeah.
And they were constantly at war with each other.
Yeah.
I think Prince hated Michael and Michael was like, why? And it's fuck you. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Tipper Gore, they had a whole, not only did they have this parental music resource center, they also had congressional hearings.
Yes.
Which is crazy. And that ended up with the craziest of all time alliance.
Are you talking about Zappa?
Zappa, Dee Snider, and I'm blanking on his name.
I was like, who?
John Denver.
John Denver, right.
John Denver from the Muppets Holiday Special. No, John Denver is a very famous folk singer, and he came in. You can watch congressional testimony about this. John Denver came in, was like, you shouldn't censor music. And they're like, John Denver, you don't curse in your songs. He's like, yeah, but what if I want to?
Yeah.
I
want to have the option.
Yeah, I want to have the option. And then he crashed his plane.
Well,
that's how that went with it.
So here's the thing. She successfully gets these really cool stickers made.
Yeah.
And what happened was us young millennials, when we were buying CDs, would go to The Wall or Tower Records.
Sam Goody.
And you would search out the stickers, like you said.
Yep.
And specifically, the sticker ended up boosting sales by the millions. So she Streisand affected explicit music in an incredible way.
Yeah.
I remember going to the Wall. That was the one I went to at the Roosevelt Mall all the time.
Yeah.
And it would like look at the line and be like, and the guys that work there, they always put them all out front. So like,
of course
you
they
knew.
did. Yeah.
You're like,
they're like, hey kids, come on in here. Because also, like, I don't think the stores had a requirement. Like now with video games, I think there's like, Peggy 18 or whatever. Like there's labels they have on video games too due to violence because of Grand Theft Auto. It's the similar thing but again, it's like when you tell especially a teenager.
Oh man.
Hey, don't touch that thing. You can't play that. You're too young for that. Oh, I'm a big kid. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I'm practically an adult. I'm 13 years old. Now immediately, like anyone who's ever played Grand Theft Auto online, like knows for a fact that these stickers don't work.
Yeah.
Because if you play Grand Theft Auto online, it's just, they call them squeakers.
What's that?
It's typically a prepubescent kid.
Oh, okay.
Who their voice is so high pitched.
Yeah.
And so when they get into the microphone, you're just like, God damn, there's so many kids. Shut up. And so certain games like that, like the second you say that there's a restriction, it just makes people want to play it even more.
Yeah.
Because how dare you tell me what to do with my money?
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Listen, this is how I become a libertarian.
Don't
tell me what to do.
Listen.
It's my land, my property.
And right there is why Florida got rid of the vaccine mandates for their schools. Because somebody literally told them what to do. And they're like, you can't tell me what to do. This is Florida. I refuse to wear sunscreen. It's a psyop to control my brain by the Jews.
Yeah. And drink raw milk. And it's hot there.
I want raw milk. Give me more milk raw, baby. I refuse to wear a condom while I drink milk.
Wait, what?
That's how you do it raw, right?
No, okay.
I'm like Eddie Murphy. I want my milk raw. Too much? Dial it back?
Never. Let's talk about Beyonce.
Okay,
so Beyonce.
All the single ladies.
In 2013, BuzzFeed did an article showcasing photos from the Super Bowl that year, which contained some photos of Beyonce in unflattering poses and angles.
Okay, well.
Here's one of them.
Yeah, this is the.
You know what I'm gonna say? Muscularity.
The muscularity.
She looks ripped. She works out.
Yeah, I mean,
Beyonce works out.
It is also. This is also one of those things. I go through this a lot.
Yeah.
Where I'll do a live show, like the one I'm doing in Richmond, Virginia, this October. We'll link to it down below. But I'll do a live show, and people take pictures, and mid-word, it's like me just like. No, why would we tell you? It's like I'm frozen. It's like because I'm talking. I'm not trying to pose. And she's in the middle of a dance.
Yeah.
She's doing a move. She's probably going like, like popping her shoulders or something.
Yeah.
And it's the Super Bowl halftime.
Yeah.
Tens of millions of people are watching this, so she's gonna put it all into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when the image gets caught, it looks crazy.
It looks weird.
It just looks weird.
And so her publicist team contacted BuzzFeed requesting to remove the images. In response to the email, BuzzFeed republished the images with a note about it, and this subsequently became much more well-known across the internet.
Yes.
Because BuzzFeed was a big thing in 2013.
Yes, it
We
was.
were taking quizzes.
Yes, it was.
We were taking, I love it.
Everybody had on a structured hat. They had on skinny jeans, and they knew exactly what their BuzzFeed answers were going to be.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Why don't you give me a look at?
I wasn't wearing structured hats.
No, but a lot of people were, though.
I know.
You remember those?
Yeah, I do.
Remember those?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about quizzes. If I'm on a website and I'm like tippy tapping around, and they're like, take this quiz. And I'm like, okay.
My favorite thing to do, I like to take the quiz twice.
Oh, to see if you get a different answer?
Yeah, well, I like to do one that I like to try to figure out what the quiz is going to go.
Yeah.
And I try because they'll be like, "Oh, find out if, what's a good example? Oh, like here, find out what your sign is if your sign matches the stars by taking this quiz." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I know I'm a Taurus, so I know exactly what you want, which is for me to be pig-headed and structured and only like comfy things and be at home and cancel on people for COVID. And like I understand that, I get that, so I'm gonna not answer that.
Yeah.
Just out of spite.
Yeah.
Because how dare you tell me what I am?
I'm not gonna be like, that's
how
such a
dare you
Taurus
tell me I'm a
thing to
Taurus?
do.
Fuck you. I refuse to be told I'm a Taurus by an AI website. No, and even that's not even AI. It's really just a decision tree.
Mine is, I see, and I don't retake them because a lot of them request your email now. It's all. It's all a thing to get your email. But I'm usually like, it's like, what perfume would you like? And it's like, oh, do you like flowers or pine trees?
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Meanwhile, you could just walk through a department store and go, I like that one.
Department stores don't exist anymore.
Okay, well, there's like 2 left.
So I guess I won't do that.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm sorry.
So anyway, yeah, this picture of Beyonce blew up. It's Streisand affected.
I remember this picture more than I remember the halftime special.
Yeah. Well, this was the one before the other halftime special she did where
No, I know. I remember this one. This is the one I think where they did like a Destiny's Child reunion and a bunch of other different stuff. I was in New Mexico during this, and actually I think they lost power during this Super Bowl.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of different things. I think the Ravens were in it.
Do you remember last year's Super Bowl?
Yeah, do you think I remember last year's Super Bowl?
Do you remember
last year's Super Bowl?
What happened last year at the Super Bowl?
Do you think I remember the fucking Philadelphia Eagles?
I'll tell you what happened. Today's the first day.
We're recording this on the opening of game day, baby.
Yeah,
listen,
and apparently
hey.
our public transit is so shitty in Philadelphia that FanDuel has to pay to have it open.
Yeah, just so you guys know, right now the state Senate of Pennsylvania refuses to fund Philadelphia's public transportation, which means a sports betting app had to step in for one day only. For one day only, the city of Philadelphia has a working subway line. Not buses, not trains, not trolleys, not shuttles, a subway line. One day only because of FanDuel, which we are not doing an ad for right now. But I think it's insane that's who's had to step in.
They better have the Wi-Fi turned on the subway so you can do the gambling.
Yeah, you got to be able to do the gambling in there. But I remember this image though, because I remember being on Fark and other websites and seeing it pop up everywhere. It became, again, it's one of those things. If you tell the internet, don't talk about something.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, and especially if you're doing it in a heavy-handed way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially also, it's a mob mentality thing. If anybody, like BuzzFeed, turned to the internet and said, "Hey guys, just so you know, Beyonce doesn't want you to see this."
Yeah.
Before you knew it, hey, whoa, shut up. I mean, hell, we should probably name this the episode we don't want you to watch.
Yeah. Don't watch this episode.
Don't watch this episode.
It's always like those YouTube things.
The clickbait?
Where it's like, this is the thing doctors don't want you to know.
Oh, yeah. When you scroll too far, when you're trying to read an article on any news website and you scroll to the bottom and it's just that garbage. And it's like a hand with 9 fingers.
Yeah, it's AI slop of a melon being cut open.
It's the worst thing. It's on any article.
And Barbara, what's her name, is always in them too. The lady we did the Quack Month on, Barbara. I cannot believe I don't remember her name.
Barbara O'Neill.
Oh, Barbara O'Neill.
Barbara O'Neill.
I always see pictures of Barbara O'Neill in those. It's like doctors don't want you to know this one trick, and it's like her talking about how baking soda cures cancer, and that's why she did get kicked out of
Yeah, she shows up everywhere. Yeah, there she is. Mr. Third just pulled her up. That demon face.
She's
monster.
actually going to be in the area. I saw a sign.
I know.
I was at the
We actually have pop-up ads happening on lawns.
In lawns. It was a lawn
in our
sign.
neighborhood.
I thought about stealing it.
I know. I keep telling you to do it.
I know. I saw, and I was
said,
like,
I'll co-sign
this. You know what it is? Then I saw it, and then I Googled it because I was like, well, where is she going to be?
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe I should go for science. For the pod.
Yeah.
For Quack Month.
I know.
But it was very expensive. And
Of
it was
course.
like a 4-day thing.
That's the thing that gets me, because you've told me about some of these quacks, right? Like Barbara O'Neill and other ones. And when I go look at their numbers are like nowhere near what I have and we have across social media. And I'm like, but then we find out that they're pulling in like tens of millions of dollars. And when we look, it's always because they travel the country and they do big events and they'll do all these different things and they'll charge like $3,000 to have, take my seminar. And what's a seminar? Drink baking soda.
Yeah.
That's basically what 95% of it is.
Listen, should I start a GoFundMe so I'll go to the Barbara O'Neill event?
I don't think we should. I don't want to do that. I don't want to give her money.
I don't actually want to go, and I don't want to give her money.
Number one, I don't want to give her money.
Yeah.
But if people want to give us money in general and actually get some content back, again, promania500.net to join our Patreon. We have the perfect returning sponsor for today's episode, and that sponsor is Delete Me. Delete Me is a subscription service that helps you remove your information from People Finder and data broker websites all across the internet. Guys, before I used Delete Me, I didn't realize how much of my information was just out there. And after 1 year, they removed over 500 pieces of personal information about myself, my family, and more from across the internet. And they gave me great access to be able to see exactly where that information was and how they removed it. Go to joindeleteme.com/pearlmania20 today to save 20% on that subscription service. This is a service that everyone should have. It's a subscription that I believe is one of the most important things that you can have for yourself and for your protection on the internet. Once again, joindeleteme.com/pearlmania20 or check the show notes for more.
Saudi Arabia.
How the Streisand Effect. Okay. how Barbra Streisand effect affects Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So maybe one of the most famous Jewish American entertainers of all time. How that is related to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Hit me.
There was a journalist.
Okay.
His name was Jamal Khashoggi.
Jamal Khashoggi?
Jamal Khashoggi.
Are we talking about the chainsaw?
Yeah.
We're talking about the chainsawing of Jamal Khashoggi?
Yeah.
By MBS?
So he was a writer for the Washington Post.
Yeah?
And he often wrote critically about the government, specifically about the corruption around the Crown Prince.
The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia.
Yes. And so to silence him and definitely not draw any attention to this situation, in October of 2018, Khashoggi entered the Saudi consulate in Istanbul to obtain documents for his marriage. And he was murdered inside by a 15-member team of Saudi agents.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, this guy was I know like the full story about this because I watched a documentary about this years ago, but basically he was like an ally of the Saudi government. Mm-hmm. He then turned and moved to America and was very anti what the Saudi government was doing.
Yeah.
And he was writing for the Washington Post and other different organizations and things like that. And he had an issue with like a marriage document or something that he needed. And so he had to go to a Saudi consulate. And so he went to the one in Istanbul, and they have video of him going in, and then he is never seen again.
Yeah.
Because these 15 guys kill him, and then they use chainsaws to cut him up, and then carry him out of the building in multiple bags.
Yeah.
And this became huge. This was a huge story.
His remains were never found.
His remains were never found, but also MBS, the Crown Prince, is actually a close ally of the Trump administration.
Yes.
Donald Trump's first trip during his first term was to Saudi Arabia, where he was very impressed by the Crown Prince. The Saudis have been spending a shit ton of money to try to do sports washing. And this is also like around the same time that we've started to see them really flex their financial dollars because the Saudis know eventually the oil money will run out. So they've been dumping billions and billions of dollars throughout the economic systems of the world to go ahead and try to get investments elsewhere and to then also control the media narratives. Because this moment right here was a big one because they realized like, hey, in Saudi Arabia, which Twitter is huge in Saudi Arabia, which is why the Saudis invested heavily in it, especially when Elon bought it to control the algorithms, just the same way Xi Jinping did with the Winnie the Pooh stuff. The Saudis have been investing heavily in Western media. So that way they could at least on the back end have a little bit of influence. So when a story like this breaks, they can go, hey, maybe talk about Lafufus instead.
Yeah, that's a Lafufu. That was sent by a listener to our P.O. box.
To our P.O. box?
He's really cute.
He is really cute.
So yes, the Saudi Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, denied that he had anything to do with this.
Yeah.
He did eventually admit that maybe it was premeditated, and but he did publicly deny it.
Yep.
And then,
which is very Henry II.
Henry II?
Henry II, who is the King of England. Okay. He had a best friend.
Okay, let me sit up.
Okay, yeah, all right. So he had a really, really close friend. And he and his close friend used to do a lot of fun stuff together, right? And one of the things that happened was they needed a new Archbishop of Canterbury.
Okay.
And the Archbishop of Canterbury, this is way back in like the 1000s.
The 1000s.
So we had this really close friend named Thomas Becket.
Okay.
Thomas Becket and him, they used to hang out. They did a lot of government stuff. And one day, the Archbishop of Canterbury dies.
Okay.
And the king was allowed to appoint the Archbishop of Canterbury. Now, that position is very important. Okay? Because the Archbishop of Canterbury was the Catholic Pope's like emissary. And he gets to decide like, because again, this is back in the day, it's before the internet, it's before phones, it's before television, it's before all this different shit. People are like, if the Pope wanted something to happen, he has to hear from the Archbishop of Canterbury first.
Yeah.
And the Archbishop of Canterbury has to write a letter, send it to Rome, wait a few months, get it back. It's this whole different thing.
Yeah.
So that dude is basically the Pope and the Pope's representative in England.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm going to make my boy that guy. I'm going to make Thomas Becket that dude. Thomas Becket becomes the Archbishop of Canterbury, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing my crime shit as the king. Nobody can tell me what to do. And Thomas Becket's like, hey, just so you know, I believe that the Pope's higher than you. And I also don't think I like the things you're doing. And in fact, fuck you. And maybe we'll do a little excommunication over here. Hey, look at me. We're co-equals here. I'm in charge of God, and you're over here in charge of land. Fuck you. And then Henry really got upset about this.
Yeah.
And one day, the story is, one day Henry II he's standing around and he's reading about another thing that Thomas Becket did.
Okay.
And he's getting real mad about it. And he throws the roll of paper down and he goes, "Won't somebody rid me of this meddlesome priest?" And right when he said that, 2 knights were walking by. They just happened to be walking down the corridor. And they were drunk. They were real drunk.
Yeah.
And they heard this and they go, "Our king we'll take care of him."
We got it.
So they left. And they rode and they found Thomas Becket, who was praying at the time. He was praying at an altar.
Sure.
And they walked into this church or this chapel, and they murdered the fuck out of him. They just hit him with swords until he was dead.
Okay.
And then it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, the king killed the Archbishop of Canterbury. And then there was an excommunication and all this different stuff. And the king was like, "It wasn't me. I was yelling, and these dudes, they
happened to listen to me."
They were an overzealous rogue aide, as we always hear in politics, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, remember when Ted Cruz accidentally liked porno on Twitter? He said it was a rogue aide. These 2 overzealous knights who were hammered, it was them. The same way MBS initially was like, these agents, they went out on their own.
Yeah, it wasn't us.
They thought I wanted this, which happens again with authoritarian governments all the time. People start doing the thing where they pre-lean into it. They pre-kneel. They go ahead and they go, they're not going to want us to talk about these things. They're not going to, so we should just go ahead and just get rid of it now.
Yeah,
and so in this case, Henry II eventually, like, he had to take fealty for it, and they made him do a thing called wear a hair shirt, which is like the rough side of the leather where it still has the hair on it. You wear it inside out, so that's on you, so it's real itchy. And then you got to get flogged. And so he had to do that, like, I think.
Flog while wearing the hair shirt?
I think he had to take it off and then get flogged.
Okay.
But he had to, like, wear it for a bit. But it was this whole act of contrition he had to do in front of the people of England because what he did was so terrible.
Yeah.
They were like, "You killed God's representative."
Yeah.
Over what? Taxes? What the fuck are we talking about right now? You killed God's representative. And so he had to do this or else there was going to be a full rebellion.
Yes, absolutely.
Also, I think when he got excommunicated, when the King of England gets excommunicated by the Pope, everyone in England gets excommunicated.
Yeah.
So nobody gets into heaven. So they're like, heaven's kind of, and these are peasants. And they're like, wait.
We got one thing to look forward to
I get
right now.
one thing. I'm told that there is a
working all damn day in these fields, and I was promised that when I finally die at 34 years old.
Crazy story. They worked less than us. Anyway, they've done the numbers. They've run the numbers. Peasants used to have like a 6-hour workday, and they used to have basically most of winter off.
Yeah.
When they ran the numbers, they were like, "Oh, you want to know where the 40-hour work week comes from?" I know we did an episode talking about the 40-hour work week.
I know where it came from.
But no. But the reason we needed to create a 40-hour work week is because when they invented time and capitalism, they were like, "We'll just work these people till they die."
Yeah.
But back in the day, they were like, "You need that field cleaned? You gonna give us lunch?" Like, legit, this field is staying full of wheat until you give me lunch and a beer.
Yeah.
And when you
made of this wheat.
And you know when you got paid? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
They were like, checking.
No.
Direct deposit.
Money, please.
Money, please. And when are we done? When I'm tired. And we're all going to take a nap.
Oh, I love a nap.
They had a midday nap right there. And it was so easy back in the day.
I guess I'm excited that serfdom's coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's coming back in a big way.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
The MBS, the Crown Prince, he was trying to silence this reporter,
Jamal Khashoggi,
and it became such a bigger deal.
Huge story.
And then all of his articles from Washington Post became, people started reading them. Like, what was this guy writing?
Yeah.
That he would get chopped up in a consulate
by chainsaws
and put in bags and never be seen again. Like, what could he have written? And so this guy Streisand Effect him. And like, the thing is that we all know that Saudi Arabia is known for being super cool and funny.
Yeah.
And that's why they would throw a comedy festival, right?
Oh, yeah. The Saudi Riyadh Comedy Festival of 2025.
Yeah.
Featuring such people like Andy Schulz. That's right. Andy Schulz is taking the blood money.
Put the picture up.
Put the picture.
The one with the cornrows.
Yeah, Andy Schulz. Wait, listen. Hey, everybody, don't Streisand Effect this fucking picture. Whenever you see Andrew Schulz posting anywhere, reply to this. Go. You know, on TikTok, you can post photos now. Post this in his TikTok comments. Anyway, the Andy Schulz, Dave Chappelle, and a bunch of other comedians, famous comedians, free speech warriors, are all traveling to famously renowned free speech Mecca. That's a great pun.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, and they're going to Riyadh. This is a place that the WWE has travels to as well.
Yes, CM Punk was a bitch there.
Yeah. So the term blood money, and specifically blood money mania, was created by CM Punk and other wrestlers who were working for AEW at the time to punch back at WWE for doing sports washing, which is the idea of you have your sporting events in these countries or authoritarian regimes. Evil dictators, all these different people, they love a sporting event. You know why? Because they get to show off all their cool marches. Yeah. They get to show off all the cool things. Famously, I know I hit the no Nazi guarantee button, but that was a joke.
I knew you weren't going to be able to do it.
I know.
Knew it.
You knew it. Berlin Games, 1936. It's the reason why a lot of people had good feelings about the Nazi Party and Adolf Hitler and other things, because they looked at Germany, a place that they knew was kind of chaotic in the 1920s and had been rebuilding from World War I. And they said, look at all the cool things they did. And it was early media. So we had film and we had radio and we had pictures and all these different things. And it was the early ideas of things like the guy we covered, Edward L. Bernays, that were being used by Joseph Goebbels, who was the chief minister of propaganda. So every dictatorship since then has followed this idea, which is you can now show off all the cool things about your country. Liberal democracies do it as well.
Yep.
Every time, that's why you have the opening of the games and all these different things. The famous Paris opening of the Olympic Games, I think was that last year, 2024?
Oh, yeah. It was super gay.
It was super gay. I
loved it.
Because it was super French.
Yeah,
they're like, French. This is France, motherfucker.
They were like, menage a trois.
Yeah.
Burn down the castle. Lady Gaga.
Beheading. Anyway, this is part of it. And that mix is where you always get the weirdness on. But the Saudis, through WWE, through UFC, and through other organizations, have been doing this sports washing. They bought up golf organizations. They've bought up all these different things. They've been funding heavily, like I said earlier, in Twitter and all this other different stuff. But now, specifically, they're coming for comedy.
They're getting the jokes, the tee-hee-hees.
They're coming for comedy.
And they have a good sense of humor over there.
Oh, they have a wonderful sense of humor in Saudi Arabia. But, there's a poster of a bunch of different acts. Some of them have actually pulled out since this was first announced because people were like, hey, dude, why are you going to Saudi Arabia? And so because of that, though, there was some pushback. Mark Maron brought it up on some podcasts. That's how I first heard about it.
Yeah.
I never even heard about this fucking thing until Mark Maron mentioned it on a podcast. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What? And he was pointing out, he was like, yeah, I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys are talking about it. And some of the guys are just trying to keep their head down, not talk about it.
Get the check.
Because they know the Streisand effect. If they try to get it removed from the internet, the more people are going to talk about it.
Exactly.
Which is why I saw the reverse Streisand.
Okay.
And it was done by a comedian and podcaster known as Tim Dillon.
Okay, the sunglasses guy.
The sunglasses guy. You guys might have seen clips of him around on the internet every now and then. But I'm going to play you. I'm not going to, we'll do some highlights from this.
Yeah.
Okay. But this was put up by the Tennessee Holler on Twitter.
Okay.
Because they wanted to really highlight it. But it's Tim Dillon talking about why he's traveling to Saudi Arabia to do a stand-up comedy festival.
I think it's very exciting that we're all going to Riyadh. People are very upset about it. They're angry that comedians are going to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. They're very angry. They don't believe in anything. Get over it. The House of Saud is paying us hundreds of thousands of dollars, some of us millions, not me, but they're paying millions of dollars to comedians. Get over it. We're taking the money. How about that? Sorry. Oh, you weren't invited? Oh, you got nothing going on? Boo-hoo-hoo for you.
Yeah. You see how he's justifying it, but also he's leaning into it.
Yeah.
So he's telling you, get over it. I mean, this is also narcissistic abuse at the same time, but he's telling you, get over it. We're taking the money.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it.
It's fine if everybody does it.
Yeah.
And you're a dork for not getting invited.
Yeah, and exactly. He's like, you weren't invited. You were not cool like me. I got invited. Yeah. And this is the level of insanity because also he knows. The thing is about Tim Dillon is that he knows
who famously eats meals with JD Vance.
Yes, we've referenced him before in an episode because he went and had lunch with JD Vance, and he was the one who said on his own podcast that JD Vance said it was commercial grade pornography. Yes, 100%.
Ugh.
So what? They have slaves. I imagine the slaves in those countries are good at what they do.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
All
right.
See, because here's the thing. He's not only now telling you to get over it and that he's going to do it.
Yeah.
He also is now leaning in and telling you that he is not going to do the thing a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Which is part of the Streisand effect, where they go and maybe they'll go do a thing for a dictatorship, or they'll go do a thing for a horrible person or organization. And then they go, oh, I didn't know about this. I didn't know. I had no idea. You know what? I'm going to donate the money now. He's literally looking you in the eye and saying, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it, and I'm going.
Yeah.
And fuck you. And also, I know every single thing that they're doing.
Everyone that works at all the hotels, they take their passports. They're not allowed to leave. They're slaves. Hey, is the hotel nice? I'm not here to be a spoil sport. I'm not here to ruin the good time that everyone's having. Do I have issues with some of the policies towards women, towards the gays, towards the freedom of speech? Well, of course I do.
Tim Dillon is gay, by the way.
Right.
He's an openly gay man.
Yeah, I remember telling me that. Yeah, it doesn't, when I'm looking at this list, it seems as though, like, is that Whitney Cummings?
Yes, Whitney Cummings is going.
Ugh.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, babe, like, this list is crazy. They got Dave Chappelle, Louis C.K., Kevin Hart, Bill Burr.
Okay, I already told you I forgave him.
I know.
His wife needs a vacation.
I know. I understand. And, like, I can see.
Living with a angry, red-haired comedian is a difficult task. And I'm sure he needs the money to buy her nice things for their anniversary that they both forgot.
He's the one on the picture that upsets me. Bill Burr being the one on the picture.
It actually is
literally
upsetting.
every single one of the other ones, I'm like, you're soulless fucking monsters anyway. Yeah. I always thought that Bill was a little bit above this, but whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Don't have heroes.
Don't have heroes.
What's the cartoon one? There's like a cartoon.
That's Bad Friends.
Oh, that's Bobby Lee.
That's Bobby Lee.
Oh, they're gonna play like they don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, well Bobby Lee already did propaganda for Israel.
What?
Bobby Lee traveled to Israel and then pretended that he didn't realize it was a propaganda trip, and then they paid him for it, and then he actually he's done like multiple podcasts talking about this.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. These are all, again, the thing that people don't seem to understand about comedians, stand-up comics, for the most part.
Yeah.
They're all bad people.
Yeah.
These are all fame whores who want money.
Yeah.
They want to get paid a lot of money to do virtually nothing.
Yeah.
And that's something that we should all keep in mind, that this is a thing. I'll be performing in Richmond, Virginia in early October. You should check out the link below.
Tickets below.
But also check out nerdsforliteracy.com. Let's fund some schools.
But I believe in my own financial well-being. And I think you better start believing in that. Because when Peter Thiel puts all of you in a cage, you're going to want some way to get out of that. I'm not going to tell you.
So he admits that Peter Thiel's going to put us in cages because he's friends with JD Vance and
he's been to parties with Peter Thiel.
Yeah, he knows Peter Thiel.
Yeah, no. That's the thing is what Tim Dillon is trying to do is he's trying to be comedy Alex Jones.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's leaning into The Voice. He's leaning into The Voice, folks. He's trying to get in there, but he's going to do it a little bit more Cali, a little bit more gay. He's not going to go full tilt and go scream conspiracies about his own employees who just quit, like Owen Schroyer. And you can find out more things about that on Knowledge Fight. That's a different podcast completely altogether. But what I'm going to tell you, folks, is guys like Tim Dillon, they're going to lean into it. They want to get that crazy audience. They want the loonies, and they want people to feel like they're in the know, that they're getting secret information. They're not getting secret information. What they're getting is the information that Tim Dillon himself is trying to put inside their brains so they'll keep being a member of his Patreon, which at one point was bringing in over $240,000 a month. That's right. He had one of the highest rated Patreons for a long time there on the website. He's since lost a lot of people because a lot of people realize that he is a duplicitous snake that will turn his back on everything he believes for $1 because he believes in what, folks? Nothing.
Pay me $375,000 for one show. Now, a lot of other people are getting $1.6 million. They're paying me enough money to look the other way. If something bad is happening to your left, look to your right. If I look the other way and I see someone being behanded, meaning they're chopping a hand off, that might be interesting to just kind of see actually how they do it. Because I think they do it kind of a sanitary way. If they're chopping a hand, I might look down. If I'm looking at the floor and I see some eyeless beggar grabbing at me, trying to get my money, I will look up to the heavens. And if in the heavens I see a drone flying over, I will look the other way because I'm being paid enough money to look the other way. What don't you understand?
I don't even know where to begin on this.
I'm telling you, he is doing it as a bit. Yeah. He's claiming he's doing it as a bit.
He's trying to make it lighthearted.
He's trying, but what he's trying to do is he's trying to decenter it. Say that I'm doing it as a bit.
Yeah.
Also, I'm doing it for the money. You've always known I'm like this.
Yeah.
But he's not trying to hide it. If anything, he's trying to lean into it more. And the thing is like, the clip I'm pulling here from the Tennessee Holler, the way it's cut together, they actually didn't do a great job cutting it together. They should have started there, at that middle part, which is, if I see all these different things, I'm being paid to look the other way.
Yeah.
And this is what he's really leaning into the entire time, which is he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about any of these things. And these are the guys, much like Andy Schultz, much like Theo Von, and a bunch of the other ones, they are slowly beginning to admit it.
Yeah.
They're slowly beginning to lean into it because they know from their own analytics that their numbers tell them that their audiences thought they were different.
Yeah.
When they've been this way the entire time. And we'll be this way for $12.5 million.
No, we're not going
we won't do a Saudi?
Arabia.
We won't do Saudi?
We're definitely not going to
They have
Saudi
women
Arabia.
on here. Whitney Cummings is doing a show.
Oh, she's the worst.
I know, I understand. But look, to be fair, she's at the bottom of the poster.
Yeah, well.
God forbid they put a woman at the top. All right. They let him drive there now.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting they're allowed to drive there
Yeah,
now.
that was I learned that from WWE.
Okay.
They're like, come to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We let women drive now.
I think we need to take a little break because I need to reestablish a good vibe because that guy is a bad vibe killer.
And we're back. And if you want to sponsor this podcast, you can always join us at promania500.net to join our Patreon, or we'll just take $12.5 million from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
We're not taking any money from Saudi Arabia.
Okay, fine.
So listen, I have another silly Billy because I feel like that was heavy.
That was
Gross.
pretty heavy. Okay.
Gross.
Okay.
Let me talk to you about Khloe Kardashian.
No.
And she got Streisand affected.
No, I don't want to hear about a fucking Kardashian getting Streisand affected.
Listen, Khloe's the nice one. We like Khloe.
You don't even have the biggest Streisand effect on here. I've scrolled the paperwork while you went to the bathroom. I scrolled on here.
Okay.
You don't have the number one Streisand effect.
What's the number one Streisand effect?
What's the number one Streisand effect? What's the number one Streisand effect right now?
Yeah.
Happening in front of everyone. The Streisand effect, look at me in the eye. What's the Streisand effect? It's when a cover-up causes people to want to find out more information about things. A cover-up? A cover-up that causes people to want to find out more information about things, like maybe involving the Jeffrey Epstein list, huh? Maybe involving the Jeffrey Epstein list and Ghislaine Maxwell and the massive cover-up that's been happening, and about how every time people, look what happened to my board. Look what happened to my board. They took a shot at me. That's the government trying to silence me and get me removed from TikTok. They came after me and the board, everybody. Is that true? I don't know. But look, my finger could go through it. Okay? Because that's the board. They're coming after my big board, babe.
Okay.
Because they've been trying to silence talk about, listen, there's a lot of different things you can't say currently on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay? And talking about this scares the shit out of them. Why? Because Donald Trump is in complete and total control of TikTok right now. Remember, every 90 days, the president of the United States signs another executive order allowing TikTok to operate inside of this country. That is also an illegal order because they only had one 90-day extension. We're on extension number 3, which means Donald Trump and his people all go to TikTok and they say, hey, turn that one down. Stop pushing that thing. Why don't you suppress these hashtags and stuff like that all across the fucking app? And they can claim they're not doing it all they want. But then why does every video I post on TikTok when I say the word Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump get fucking removed for misinformation? Huh? How come? Why come that happens?
Why come?
Why come?
Okay, so I don't ever want to give in to the board.
Give in to the board.
Shows up,
become part of the board.
I don't want to get into
Let
the board.
the board lick your face.
But I'm going to ask you a question.
Ask me a question.
Explain to me how this is Streisand effect.
Okay, because It's a multi-layer on the Streisand Effect.
Okay.
All right?
I'm listening.
So the first thing is the first part of the cover-up involves the Clintons.
Okay.
Okay? Because Bill Clinton was close personal friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? And Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
Ghislaine Maxwell was at Chelsea Clinton's wedding. Okay? Hey, Chelsea Clinton, I know you're thinking about running for Jerry Nadler's seat in New York City. Maybe don't do that, because we'll just keep posting that picture of Ghislaine Maxwell directly behind you as you're walking down the aisle. Just go be a Nepo baby and enjoy your millions of dollars. You don't need to pretend that you're going to do anything in Congress, Chelsea Clinton, okay? These two, the cover-up is really for the Clintons and also for other billionaires and connected people inside of the government.
Okay.
Also including Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the royal family, and then maybe some other foreign governments, including the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak, who is recently coming up more and more. Okay? All these people are connected. Okay? So all of them are connected in this. And so that is why when Jeffrey Epstein got arrested in Florida, they made it go away. The making it go away is what brought it back to the fucking light. Because when Donald Trump was looking for a new attorney general, I've lost the card, but Alex Acosta, who was his secretary of, I believe, labor at the time, was coming up to become the attorney general.
Okay.
All right? The reporters down in Miami were like, oh, that guy, he used to be a prosecutor down here. He was a prosecutor here in Miami. Hey, didn't he have something to do with the Epstein case? How come no one's ever really looked into that? Shouldn't the way he handled the Epstein case be disqualifying to let him become the Attorney General of the United States?
Oh, this is when people thought that you could have a disqualifying thing to get in the Trump cabinet.
Yes, 100%.
There is none.
There is none. At this point.
Are you on Fox News?
Have you abused a dog or woman? Welcome to the Trump cabinet. You're in, baby. And if he doesn't like you, you'll become an ambassador. He doesn't fire anybody anymore.
Yeah.
He keeps him on side by making him an ambassador of a country he's never heard of. Anyway, Alex Acosta falls away because this story actually buries him.
Okay.
Because everyone's like, oh my God, Jeffrey Epstein's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
That story, and then Donald Trump trying to ignore it, is what gets Jeffrey Epstein rearrested.
Okay.
And then Jeffrey Epstein's suspicious death is what leads to Ghislaine Maxwell finally being rearrested. Because again, once that part of the cover-up happens, then there's still somebody out there who could pay for it.
Yeah.
Ghislaine Maxwell is sitting in jail right now with a list in her head of all the different people who abuse these hundreds, if not thousands of girls across the eastern seaboard of the United States, the Caribbean, and internationally.
Yeah.
And we heard from the victims on Wednesday, dozens of which stood in front of the Capitol building with Representatives Thomas Massie, a guy who I do not like, but I am supporting in this moment, and Representative Ro Khanna, a Republican and a Democrat, stood together with a discharge petition with the victims. And the victims talked about how they know who abused them. And the victims are starting to coordinate and make a list, like the T app. Remember the T app?
Yeah.
Where all these women across the world were like, here's guys who are bags of shit. Watch out for these guys. This is a way that we can spread this around.
Yeah.
Until all of those women involved with the T app got doxxed.
Yeah.
All of them got doxxed. It was a big major story. These victims, who have been victimized once, were told they would be protected by the government. The government then went behind them and gave Jeffrey Epstein a sweetheart deal from Alex Acosta. The government then went behind them and made sure that Jeffrey Epstein, during his sweetheart deal, could still stay out of jail and get work release and all this different shit. That same government now, after hearing more and more about the Epstein files and trying to hide the files themselves by tweeting one night, there are no files, case closed, the FBI and DOJ said. Oh, there's a missing minute from that video. Oh, we just found it. They did. They just found the missing minute.
Where was it?
It was in a different file drop.
Oh my God.
The initial.
Why would it be not in the same? It's a minute.
The initial minute that was missing.
Yeah.
That the Attorney General Pam Bondi stood, who is also from Florida, who also has definite connections to all this shit. The Attorney General Pam Bondi said the minute was missing because every night there's a missing minute.
What?
And then Wired did a deep dive on the article, on the image, and read in the metadata, which is what is in the background of these videos.
Yeah.
And they looked at it and they go, this video has been edited multiple times.
Okay, so Wired's doing journalism.
Yes, Wired did journalism. Good journalism. And then when you get even deeper into it, so we caught the Attorney General on a lie, right? So the victims are standing there saying, we aren't going to release the names. We'll keep them amongst each other so we can all corroborate who abused us And then maybe someday it'll all come out. But we, as women and victims, some of which are no longer with us anymore because of mysterious circumstances, we, as women and victims, know that we don't have protection from the most powerful men in the world.
Yeah.
Who abused us once, will abuse us again, and in many cases, many of these women are afraid we'll murder them.
Yeah, we'll make them disappear.
We'll make them disappear, like Jamal Khashoggi.
Yeah.
Or like other people on this list, or maybe like Epstein himself. And they're also standing there while they're watching Ghislaine Maxwell get moved out of nowhere to a minimum security prison where she can be with people like Jen Shah.
Oh,
from the Housewives.
From the Housewives.
Yeah.
Oh,
so she's in a minimum security Texas prison now. And again, the victims were not asked. And many of the victims were like, not only was Ghislaine Maxwell there during my abuse, she's the one who trafficked me. She was in the room as I was being abused, and she took part in it. And they want to just act. They want to just act now. These Republicans who refuse to sign the discharge petition. The Speaker of the House who refuses to push this in because he's part of the cover-up too. The White House themselves said any Republican that signs onto this will be considered a hostile act. Why would releasing information about Jeffrey Epstein be considered a hostile act by Donald Trump if something isn't fucking there? So either Donald Trump is hiding evidence or connections that he himself took part in abuse, or he knows and is purposely hiding abusers. And this is a president, mind you, who spent how much of last year's campaign telling you that you needed to vote for him to protect girls and women's sports because Donald Trump is for you and Kamala Harris was for they, them, because he liked to call everybody in the world a fucking groomer, when this guy with his shitty hair is the one who's probably been doing it the entire fucking time. And that cover-up right there, that cover-up is what keeps bringing this story up over and over and over again, because a history of things like in dealing with Hollywood and dealing with modeling agencies and billionaires and eyes wide shut parties and casting couches and do you want to be a model and all these fucking things. We've all known about them for years. These have all been open secrets. Nobody ever moved on them. It wasn't until there was a fucking cover-up and that you can start putting together the pieces of information, and now we watch them constantly and consistently say, oh, here's new things. We've actually just redacted Donald Trump's name from the same documents we've already released before. Oh, here's new things. Actually, here's the fact that we proved that our prior information was fucking fake. Here's new things because they're fucking morons. And they're going to spend the entire time, and they've been spending the entire time trying to distract us by trying to invade Venezuela, by now trying to already invading Washington, D.C., maybe adding in Chicago and New Orleans and Baltimore and Philadelphia, trying to claim that there's crime waves happening, trying to claim all these different fucking things, all because if we actually put all this shit together, if we find out why the lady who was arrested for fucking conspiracy to sex trafficking is in jail, then we know who else is in the conspiracy, because the conspiracy involves more than two people. If we find out who else she was conspiring against, it might upset the president of the United States, who's been covering up a massive bald spot with a comb over for years.
I thought he died. So I guess this is a weird way. I think it's weird to follow up about this Khloe Kardashian stuff.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
I just weaponized the Epstein list to not talk about the Kardashians. And I want to thank you, Mrs. P.
Yeah.
For your bravery
Yeah.
in sitting next to me.
I did it.
As I screamed and held this thing up. If you want to see any more fun stuff for us, you can always go to this link right here or check down the show notes for any of the fun things that we're doing